It's hard to believe it was three and a half years ago that we were sitting right here talking about the Legacy Project. We had an opportunity to get away, and I'll never forget, I was nesting, putzing, getting everything on, and figured out, and I look over at you, and you're sitting in this rocking chair right here in front of this fireplace, and you're kind of doing your Paul thing right out that window, and I go, Paul, are you okay? Because you had that look that gave me concern.
It was concerning. Yes.
Yeah, kids are playing over there, and
right.
and you kind of snapped out of it, and you go, well, let's see. I'm sitting in this storybook cabin by a real fire, by a handmade stone fireplace, sipping scotch with my good buddy. Yeah, you know what? For the first time in a long time, this feels pretty good.
Yeah.
And that started a conversation about why this moment was so valuable.
And it did feel like for the first time in a long time is that I was okay. I remember thinking very vividly in the ride home though too, was that I know I'm not the only person who feels like this. I was probably 10, 11 years into my career. You know, everything on paper
looked
great.
great.
Yeah. It was awesome. Yeah. It was fantastic. I felt like I was living the dream on probably other people's terms. And so when we came up here, that was the first time for me to kind of assess what did I actually want to do? What were my actual values?
What I really enjoyed about the evolution of our conversations, because we started thinking about, it kind of distracted us from ourselves, and we started noticing all the camps around are for kids. All the clubs and the social gatherings seems to be for the moms or the women. What is serving the modern man?
We do a lot of charitable stuff at the office, and they have a charitable foundation, and they do a lot of great things. And they put up there in the last, I think it was 12 or 18 months, they'd given to 63 different charitable organizations. And they're phenomenal organizations. I mean, they're Children's Cancer Research, they're Battered Women's Shelter, they are, feeding homeless, fantastic things. It was probably the first time that I'd seen a list like that, and I looked on it and I said, there is not one single thing on here for a guy. And maybe it's just kind of culture or whatever it is, but we're supposed to just kind of put on the backpack and strap it up and go into the office and, like you said, look good on paper. We just try to help men be better men. That's what this was for us, and I believe that's what we've tried to create for others, and I believe that's where we're going with the lodge.
You know, the lodge was a church that was here in this community. It's literally a 15-minute walk down the road. We were able to secure the property and now have it be part of our mission, which was part of our vision, was to go, hey, what if we could do this? What we're doing here. You know, Paul, what I like about the story of the Legacy Project is that our first conversations were around a fire. It draws men together, and great conversations come out of that. That's where we started talking about the Legacy Project and the Legacy Lodge. So what better way to kick the renovation off with repurposing this building with a custom stone fireplace? One of my biggest highlights was this past weekend, being able to have our first fire in that big 17-foot custom-built stone fireplace. I love the metaphor of the project because, one, we're in the middle of a huge project with the lodge, but we are movement. It takes people to move a movement forward, and so we are continuing the quest to seek out partners that catch the vision for what we're doing, strategic partners, whether it's their time, their talent, or their treasure, to help move this thing we call the Legacy Project forward, so that men get to experience the mission that we're trying to create.
I think back to all the stuff I do for work. We take retreats, we take time out, we go to conferences, we do these things to why? To stop to assess where we're at and to figure out how do we become better and then move forward. But as men, it's not necessarily celebrated in our society for us to be able to do that. And for me, at the end of the day, that's a big part of what Legacy Project is. And that's where we do need partners to be able to help us continue to push this movement forward. My goal would be that a guy comes up here is able to have a rocking chair moment, so to speak. And then they're able to come back up here with their son or their daughter. And then they're able to spend the weekend up here with their son or daughter. And it changes their perspective. And they remember, or they find out, what are their values, what do they want? And then they make changes in their life to be able to go at it. And it's not easy, it's hard to do. And I'm not the role model for that by any stretch, but it is something that I try to continually do. And that is the reason why I wanted to start the Legacy Project, was to try to give men the avenue to be able to do that.